Put your hands together very loudly for one of my favorites, Carol Newell!
Woo! I like this microphone. It matches my shirt, you guys. I didn't plan that. It just worked out that way. So, yes, you guys, I do shows everywhere. Follow me at The World's Best Laugh because I have shows. I got shows in different area codes. Yeah, that's true. So I'm going to tell you a story about how I date exclusively black now, you guys, how that came to happen. True story. About 5 years ago, I was a white lady married to a white man. He was terrible. He was an alcoholic. Like 10 years previous to that, I was like, hey, if you don't get a job and quit drinking, you'll never touch this again. I was right, you guys. I was right. He passed away in 2020. He went to his deathbed, never getting in bed with me. So yeah, that's how that worked out for him. That's all right. In the last 5 years, I've had 10 years worth of sex, so I'm all caught up, you guys. I've been busy getting it in. Side me. But I digress. So we were still married, unhappily as it were, and I was lonely, so I started going on Words with Friends. I was like, I need to do something. So I went on Words with Friends, and then some rando guy starts hitting me up on Words with Friends, and he's like, hello, beautiful lady, I would like to talk to you. That's my Italian accent. I know it's terrible. So I started talking to him on Words with Friends, and he's like, you're so beautiful. I want to get to know you. Tell me about you. And he's like telling me about him. Like he's 53. He works on an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico, a.k.a. the Gulf of America. Fuck that guy. So he's like, yes, I work on an oil rig, and I am widowed. My wife died in an accident, and I have a child, and he died, and they both died together, blah, 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 blah. So he's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm unhappily married, but you know how that goes. And he's like, well, maybe we will get to know each other, and then we will get together. And I was like, well, maybe we will. And then, so he a few days goes by, and he's like, we should go to Google Chat. And I was like, what's a Google Chat? And he's like, well, we can send pictures and videos, and we can talk more freely there. And I was like, all right, that sounds legit. Let's go. So we go to Google Chat, and we're sending the pictures, and he looks okay for an Italian guy. So a couple more weeks goes by, and then one day he gets on there, and he's like, help, help, a terrible thing has happened. And I was like, uh-oh. And he's like, yes, the pirates have robbed the oil rig and stolen my wallet. And I was like, oh, that is terrible. You have bad luck. You have bad luck. He's like, but if you will get an iTunes card and send me the picture of the front and the back and the receipt, then I can keep talking to you on the internet because I've run out of money and they took my wallet. And I was like, all right. So I went to CVS. I got a $10 iTunes card because I'm a cheap ass. And I sent him the picture, and he's like, $10? I cannot buy the internet with $10. I was like, well, I didn't know how much the internet costs. And he's like, you must send me the $100 iTunes card. And I was like, God damn, the internet's expensive. But I went back to CVS, and I got the $100 iTunes card, and I sent it to him. And then we kept talking, and we kept talking, and I was just, eating up all the compliments with the spoon while my husband was drunk in the bedroom next door, because we were in separate beds by then. And so I was just, eating up the attention, right? So like almost a year has gone by that I've been talking to this guy, right? And I was like, when are you coming to Los Angeles? Because things are waking up. things are waking up, and I'm going to need sex, and I'm going to need it soon. So when are you coming to Los Angeles? And he's like, well, I must go to Italy and get my things from storage, and I have thousands and thousands of dollars, and then I will come to Los Angeles and take you away from your terrible husband. I was like, all right, that sounds legit. Let's do it. And so like a week goes by, and then I'm getting text messages from him saying, help, help, I have been arrested. And I was like, what? You have really bad luck. He's like, yes, they arrested me trying to leave Italy with my thousands and thousands of dollars. They said I had too much money, and they arrested me. But if you'll just bail me out of jail, when I get to Los Angeles, I'll pay you back, and I'll take you away from your terrible husband. And I was like, all right, that sounds legit. Let's go. I was like, how many iTunes cards is this going to cost? He's like, they only take Western Union at the jail, and it'll be $500. And I was like, God damn, you are an expensive internet boyfriend. But I'm a dumb white lady. I don't know any better. Sure, okay. So I send him the Western Union, and he's like, I'll be there in 1 week. And I was like, all right, bet. And so the next week goes by, and it's the night before he's supposed to get here to Los Angeles. And I'm like, just scrolling around on Instagram, and then all of a sudden I got a chat request, and it was his name. We'd never chatted live before, because back when we started talking, and I was like, hey, we could Google chat live, and he's like, oh, my camera's broken on my computer. I was like, oh, sure, that sounds legit. Okay. So I get this request on Instagram, and I was like, what? Yeah, definitely, let's chat. Well, you guys, he was not 53. He was not Italian. He was very tall, dark, and dark. He was a Nigerian prince. Literally a Nigerian prince. And he was like 20-something. And I was like, oh, hell no, this is not happening to me. But it was certainly happening. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, but this is not going to work out for us. I'm definitely not getting any of those iTunes cards back. And I was like, I'm breaking up with you. And he's like, no, don't break up with me. I really did fall in love with you. I just couldn't tell you who I was, obviously. And I was like, yeah, no. You're way too young and way too far away. That's not happening. He's like, no. If you'll just sponsor me, I'll come to America and take you away from your terrible husband. I was like, that doesn't sound legit at all. No, thank you, I'm done. And he's like, well, you're just breaking up with me because I'm black. And I said, no, I'm breaking up with you because you lied to me for a year. You scammed me out of $2,500. And because you're black, okay. You got me. So I did. I broke up with him, and then I went to my husband, and I was like, hey, guess what? We're separated, and if you want to find me, I will be in the streets. That's where I'll be. So don't ask questions if you don't want to know the answers, because I'm about to get some. And 4th of July, I went out there, and I started going on the apps, and I found a guy, and I started dating, and I started getting some, and I was like, woo! And then I was like, I started thinking about what that guy said, and I was like, I've never dated a black man, ever. But I feel like now I should try. I'm going to prove him wrong. I did not break up with him because he's black. I'm not prejudiced at all. I'm going to get me a black man. So I did. I found one, and we started dating. I dated him for like 4 months, and it was, woo, let me tell you. Here's what I found out. Ladies, the rumors are true. You know what I'm saying, sister. The rumors are true. Larger than average on average. I found out I was a squirter. Didn't know that. Neither did my husband. And then I found out that not every black man has a giant penis. But if he tells you it's a small penis, he just means 8 inches. So that is why I'm now dating exclusively black. I actually went back on the apps. Like I said, I found a boyfriend. We've been together for 3 years. Woo woo! And guys, he is black, but he is the whitest black man in Los Angeles, it turns out. He is an IT nerd, a sci-fi guy, and the only thing he knows how to cook is a sandwich with extra mayonnaise. But he's very, very sweet. He also turned out to be a black Republican Trump supporter. So that's weird, but that's a whole nother different story, you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Give it up for Niloo. You guys have been awesome.